Vivek Sharma, magician of chemistry. Your exams are just about to come. Students are in trouble. How we will solve the numericals of physical chemistry? How we will solve the NCERT question? How we will solve the reasoning and reactions of P block elements in organic chemistry? And the most problem thing is about the organic chemistry. How we will solve the distinguished test, conversions, reasoning, mechanism. So number of problems are there. Don't worry, magician is there. Today I will remove your fear from the organic chemistry. So please come only for 20 minutes with me. Now come to the board. I will remove your fear from the organic chemistry. We are starting from the smallest hydrocarbon. You know this is methane. Now suppose I react this methane with chlorine. You know it releases HCl and it is converted into CH3Cl. Now if this CH3Cl combined with KCN, you know potassium cyanide, nucleophilic substitution reaction take place, release KCl and it is converted into CH3CN. You know triple bond is present between carbon and nitrogen and this is called cyanide. If this cyanide is reduced, that is nascent hydrogen in presence of SnCl2 and HCl. You know one hydrogen is attached with nitrogen and another hydrogen is attached with carbon. That means it is converted into CH3CH double bond NH. You know this is called aldimine. This is called cyanide. When triple bond is present between carbon and nitrogen, this is called cyanide. When double bond is present between carbon and nitrogen, this is called aldimine. If this aldimine is treated with water in this way, you know it will release ammonia. This is ammonia and it is converted into CH3CHO. What is that? Aldehyde. That is, we have converted cyanide into aldimine by the reduction in presence of SnCl2 and HCl. Now this aldimine is converted into the aldehyde by the reaction of water and release of ammonia. It is converted into aldehyde. This reaction is called Stephan reduction. This is called Stephan reduction. That means conversion of cyanide into aldehyde is known as Stephan reduction. We get acetaldehyde. You know CH3CHO is known as acetaldehyde. The another method to get acetaldehyde is, suppose this CH3Cl, this CH3CN, if it is hydrolyzed means 2 molecules of water in presence of acidic medium. This cyanide is hydrolyzed in presence of acidic medium. It will release ammonia. You can see this is the release of ammonia and it is converted into CH3COOH. What is that? You know this is carboxylic acid. This cyanide is hydrolyzed in presence of acidic medium H positive. It releases ammonia and it is converted into carboxylic acid. If this carboxylic acid is treated with PCl5, you know this is phosphorus pentachloride. So you will say this H combined with Cl release HCl. This O combined with PCl3 release POCl3 and rest of the CH3CO is attached with Cl. This is converted into CH3COCl. You know this is acetyl chloride. This is acetyl chloride. That is, we have converted cyanide into carboxylic acid by hydrolysis and this acid is converted into acid halide acetyl chloride by the reaction with PCl5. Now if this acetyl chloride is reduced, it is reduced in presence of palladium and BeSO4. You know this palladium and BeSO4 is known as Lindlar reagent. This is the reducing agent, Lindlar reagent, the mixture of palladium and BeSO4. It will release HCl. In this way, HCl and hydrogen occupy the position of Cl and it is converted into CH3CHO. You can see this is the formation of CH3CHO and this is the formation of CH3CHO. But this reaction is called Stephan reduction. The conversion of cyanide into aldehyde is called Stephan reduction. Whereas the conversion of acetyl chloride, or you can say acid halide, in presence of PD and BeSO4 Lindlar reagent is known as Rosenmund reduction. This is called Rosenmund reduction. but we have to use sulfur or quinoline in this reduction. We require sulfur or quinoline in this reduction to stop the further reduction of aldehyde into alcohol. You know, if this aldehyde is again reduced, it is converted into CH3CH2OH, that is alcohol. But to stop the further working of Lindlar reagent, we have to use catalyst poison, sulfur or quinoline, which stop the further reduction of aldehyde into alcohol. That is, reaction will stop at the stage of aldehyde. This is the formation of aldehyde by Rosenmund. This is the formation of aldehyde by Stephan reduction. Now, same type of reactions also carried out in the same direction. Suppose I am saying, you know, this is CH3CHO, valency of oxygen is 2. If I am saying it is further reduced in presence of ZnHg and HCl, you know, this is zinc amalgam. You know, when any metal is dissolved in mercury, it is converted into the amalgam. It behave like reducing agent. This is the ZnHgHCl. And when it is reduced in presence of zinc amalgam, you know, two hydrogen combined with oxygen release a molecule of water, and this oxygen is replaced by two hydrogen atom. So you will get, this is CH3CH3, this is CH3CH3, you know, this is known as ethane. What is this? This is Clemmensen reduction. This is Clemmensen reduction, that is the conversion of aldehyde into alkane. You know, this is aldehyde, this is alkane. It is the reduction in presence of zinc amalgam and HCl. By the release of water, oxygen is removed, two hydrogens are attached. It is converted into the alkane, and reaction is known as Clemmensen reduction. Same type of reaction is carried out by, suppose this aldehyde, you know, this is CH double bond O. If it is treated with NH2NH2, you know, this compound is called hydrazine. So it will release water. This is the loss of water. This is converted into CH3CH double bond NH2. You know, this is hydrazine, so it is the formation of hydrazone. This is acetaldehyde and this is acetaldehyde hydrazone. By the reaction with hydrazine, that is loss of water molecule, if this hydrazone is heated in presence of KOH and glycol, if it is heated KOH and glycol, then it will release nitrogen in this way. If nitrogen is released, it is converted into CH3CH3. You can see this is ethane as well as this is ethane. This is Clemmensen reduction, conversion of aldehyde into alkane. This is Wolff-Kishner reduction. This is Clemmensen and this is Wolff-Kishner. Wolff-Kishner reduction. That is the reaction of aldehyde with hydrazine, loss of water, form hydrazone. On heating in presence of KOH and glycol, it releases nitrogen and it is converted into alkane. You know, this compound is alkane and the reaction is known as Wolff-Kishner reduction. What you have studied till now, this is Stephan, this is Rosenmund, this is Clemmensen, this is Wolff-Kishner. Now come to the next one. Suppose we have come to the carboxylic acid. We have already prepared by the hydrolysis of cyanide in presence of acidic medium. You know, this is called acid. If this acid is treated with ammonia, you know, ammonia is HNH2, then it releases water molecule in this way. This is the loss of water and it is converted into CH3CONH2. You know what is this? This is amide. This is acid, this is base, loss of water and it is converted into the amide. This CH3CONH2, that is amide. When this amide react with bromine and 4 molecule of alkali, you can take KOH or you can take NaOH, anyone whatever you want. This is the reaction of amide with bromine and 4 KOH. 2K react with 2Br and release 2 KBr. This CO combined with rest of the potassium and oxygen, it releases K2CO3, 2 molecule of water and you get CH3NH2. CH3NH2. That is the conversion of amide into 1 degree amine. This is amide reacts with bromine, 4 molecule of alkali. 2 potassium react with 2 bromine, form 2 KBr. Rest of the potassium is released in the form of K2CO3. Hydrogen are released in the form of water. This CO is released and it is converted into the 1 degree amide. What is its mean? This reaction is used to decrease one carbon atom. This is amide and this is amine. That is, there are two functions carried out in the same reaction. First function is used to decrease the number of carbon atom, and second function is the conversion of amide into 1 degree amine, and this is known as Hofmann-Bromamide reaction. This is called Hofmann-Bromamide reaction. The most important reaction to decrease number of carbon atom is the Hofmann-Bromamide. Amide can be converted into amine by the loss of KBr, K2CO3 water when it is treated with bromine and alkali. This is the formation of 1 degree amine, and reaction is known as Hofmann-Bromamide reaction. Now we come to the next one, the most important reaction of organic chemistry. That is, I am talking about the aldol condensation. I am talking about the aldol condensation. The most important reaction of aldehyde, ketone and carboxylic acid chapter is, you know, this is aldehyde, acetaldehyde. This is the functional group aldehyde. This is alpha carbon, and hydrogen atom attached with alpha carbon is called alpha hydrogen. How many alpha hydrogen are there? 3. This is functional group. This is alpha carbon. This is 3 alpha hydrogen. Suppose we react one molecule of aldehyde with another molecule of aldehyde. You can see this is acetaldehyde. This is acetaldehyde. These two compounds react with each other in presence of any alkali. You can take KOH, BOH, aldehyde, NaOH, whatever you want. This is one molecule of aldehyde. This is another molecule of aldehyde. This is the presence of alpha hydrogen atom. When it is treated in presence of alkali, this hydrogen attached with oxygen and rest of the part is attached with carbon. Hydrogen is attached with oxygen and rest of the part is attached with carbon. What is its mean? This is CH3, this one. This is CH, this one. This O is attached with hydrogen and form OH, and rest of the part, that is CH2CHO, is attached with carbon. You can say this is hydrogen and this is CH2. This CH2 and this is CHO. This compound is called aldol. What is its mean? When two molecules of aldehyde having alpha hydrogen atom react with each other in presence of alkali, by the jumping of alpha hydrogen atom to the oxygen, it forms OH. Rest of the part is attached with carbon and it is converted into the aldol. Aldol means this is hydroxyl group and this is aldehyde group. Two functional groups are present within the same organic compound. This is called aldol. ALD for aldehyde and OL for OH. OL for OH, ALD for aldehyde. If this aldol is heated, you know, on heating water molecule is released. This water molecule comes from what carbon? This is OH and this is H. This is OH and hydrogen come from that carbon in which less number of hydrogen are there. You can see this is 3 and this is 2. So we have to release water molecule and rest of the compound is this CH3, this is CH, this is CH and this is double bond. You know, this is elimination reaction because two groups are removed in the same step, and this is CHO. You can see this is unsaturated aldehyde. This is unsaturated and this is aldehyde. This compound is known as crotonaldehyde, or in IUPAC, you know, but-2-ene-al. This is but-2-ene-al, loss of water molecule. This complete reaction is known as aldol condensation. What is aldol condensation? Two molecules of aldehyde or ketone having alpha hydrogen atom are reacted with each other in presence of alkali. It forms aldol. On heating this aldol, it loses a molecule of water H2O and it is converted into unsaturated aldehyde, but-2-ene-al crotonaldehyde, and this complete conversion is known as aldol condensation. This reaction is known as aldol condensation. What we have studied? this is Stephen, this is Wolf Kirchner, this is Rosenmund, this is Clemenson, this is Hoffman bromide, and this is aldol condensation. Now next one, the important reaction is this CH3COOH, you know this is functional group, this is alpha carbon and this is alpha hydrogen. Functional group, alpha carbon, alpha hydrogen. This is carboxylic acid. If this carboxylic acid react with halogen in presence of phosphorus and iodine or in presence of sunlight. When carboxylic acid having alpha hydrogen atom react with halogen like chlorine in presence of phosphorus and iodine as well as in presence of sunlight, then it is the loss of alpha hydrogen respectively. What I am saying, this CH3 can be written as CH2 and H. So it releases HCl. This is HCl. What will you get? CH2, COOH, and this is Cl. Now on again reaction, this one hydrogen also react with chlorine, release HCl. This is CH, COOH, this is Cl, and this is Cl. On again reaction with chlorine, because we have used sunlight of phosphorus and iodine, so it follow chain reaction. Chain reaction means one hydrogen is released, another hydrogen is released, and at last hydrogen is also released in form of HCl, and you get CCl3COOH. This is monochloroacetic acid, this is dichloroacetic acid, this is trichloroacetic acid. Trichloroacetic acid. This is trichloroacetic acid, and this reaction is called HVZ reaction. Hal-Volad-Jelinsky reaction. Hal-Volad-Jelinsky reaction, the most important reaction. When carboxylic acid reacts with halogen in presence of phosphorus, iodine or sunlight, it is the loss of alpha hydrogen atom respectively in the form of HCl, and reaction take place up to when all the hydrogen atom are released in the form of HCl, that is all the three hydrogen are replaced by chlorine and it forms trichloroacetic acid, and this reaction is known as HVZ reaction, Hal-Volad-Jelinsky reaction. This one HVZ. Now if this CH3Cl, you know this is alkyl halide RX. If this CH3Cl is treated with benzene, you know this is benzene, in presence of AlCl3, you know this AlCl3 is halogen carrier. So now when this alkyl halide CH3Cl reacts with benzene, it releases HCl. You can see this is electrophilic substitution reaction, and it forms CH3. You can see by the loss of HCl, it is converted into toluene, TOLUENE, toluene. Formation of toluene, this is called Friedel-Crafts alkylation. This reaction is called Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Reaction of aromatic compound with alkyl halide in presence of halogen carrier is known as Friedel-Crafts reaction. Now, if we have to attach NO2 group, that is nitro group, at the ortho position or meta position or para position, now we have to use two different type of concept. What I am saying, suppose this CH3 is oxidized in presence of KMnO4. You know strong oxidizing agent is there, KMnO4. This is oxidation, and this CH3 is converted into COOH, you know, benzoic acid. By the loss of water molecule, this CH3 is oxidized into COOH in presence of KMnO4. Now if this benzoic acid undergoes nitration, you know, it is the reaction of HNO3 in presence of concentrated H2SO4. You know this COOH group is meta-directing group. What is its mean? That electrophile will attack at the meta position, and this H combined with OH release a molecule of water. This is COOH, and NO2 group is attached at the meta position. What will you get? You will get meta nitrobenzoic acid. That means I want to say, if you have to attach this NO2 at the meta position, so first oxidation carried out by the nitration, because we know by the oxidation we get COOH group, This COOH is meta directing. So in presence of COOH, all the electrophile will attack at the meta position and you get meta nitrobenzoic acid. But another thing is, if you want to attach this NO2 at ortho position or para position, then what will you do? You will do the nitration first followed by the oxidation. This is HNO3, you know nitration, HNO3, HONO2 in presence of H2SO4. If you want to attach this NO2 at the para position, you know hydrogen is present at para, so you will release water molecule in this way. This is CS3 and this NO2 is attached at para position. You can see this is the para nitrotoluene, but we require para nitrobenzoic acid. This is meta nitrobenzoic acid and this is para nitrobenzoic acid. We have to prepare para nitrobenzoic acid. So you know what will you do? It is oxidized in presence of KMnO4, so that you know by the loss of water it is converted into COOH benzoic acid and NO2 is present at the para position. This is the conversion of toluene into meta nitrobenzoic acid and this is the conversion of toluene into para nitrobenzoic acid. The concept is what? Concept is, if you want to attach any substituent at the meta position, so first oxidation is carried out so that this is converted into a meta directing group COOH which will attach an NO2 group at the meta position. But if you want to attach any substituent at the ortho or para position, then first nitration is carried out so that NO2 is attached at the para position because CS3 is para directing. Now on oxidation it is converted into the COOH, that means para nitrobenzoic acid. This is the conversion. In the same way, if this toluene is oxidized in presence of chromyl chloride CrO2Cl2, you know this is chromyl chloride, a weak oxidizing agent as compared to KMnO4, so that it will also release water molecule and it is converted into benzaldehyde. You can see this is benzaldehyde, and this oxidation is called Itard oxidation. Itard oxidation. This is the conversion of toluene into benzaldehyde. When it is oxidized in presence of chromyl chloride, it releases water molecule and form benzaldehyde, and this oxidation is called Itard oxidation. When oxidized in presence of KMnO4, we get carboxylic acid. If it is oxidized in presence of chromyl chloride, this is the formation of aldehyde, benzaldehyde, and this is known as Itard oxidation. Okay, now we come to the another part of it. Suppose I am saying that this benzoic acid, if it is treated with ammonia, you know the same type of reaction is there. Acid react with ammonia, release water molecule and form amide. Same type of reaction is this one. It is the loss of water molecule. This H combined with OH and it is converted into CONH2. You know benzamide. This compound is called benzamide. If this benzamide is treated with bromine plus NaOH or KOH, or you can say NaOBr. There are three conditions for Hofmann bromide reaction. You can take bromine plus NaOH or NaOBr, or you can take Br2 plus KOH. You know 4 NaOH are required, and this is the loss of CO, and you can see this is converted into the aniline. This is the conversion of benzamide into aniline. You know reaction is known as Hofmann bromamide reaction. Suppose this aniline is treated with HONO. You know I am talking about HNO2. This is nitrous acid. Nitrous acid. This H2 combined with O release water. This N combined with N release nitrogen, and you know rest of the part is phenol. This compound is known as phenol because H2 combined with O water, N combined with N, N2, and this is the formation of phenol. If I am saying this phenol is treated with NaOH, phenol is acidic in nature and NaOH is basic in nature, then you know H combined with OH, it releases a molecule of water and this H is replaced by Na, and you will get ONA. You know this compound is called sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide, acid react with base and form salt sodium phenoxide. You know hydrogen is present at all the corner in benzene ring. If it is treated with carbon dioxide is CO2, COO. This COO is attached with H. This COO is attached with H and it forms COOH. That is COOH is present at this position, but this compound is comparatively less stable. So to make it more stable, rearrangement take place. What is the meaning of rearrangement? Na come to the position of H and H come to the position of Na. This reaction is called rearrangement reaction. And you know rearrangement always take place to increase the stability of a compound. H occupy the position of Na. This is OH and Na occupy the position of H. That is COONA. You know this compound is known as sodium salicylate. This is sodium salicylate. If this sodium salicylate reacted with HCl or any acid, this is the loss of NaCl. You can see this is the loss of NaCl. This is OH and this is COOH. What is this? This is salicylic acid. This compound is known as salicylic acid, and this reaction, the conversion of phenol into phenoxide, then this compound, then sodium salicylate and then salicylic acid, this reaction is known as Kolbe reaction. The most important reaction of phenol, the conversion of phenol into salicylic acid into a number of steps is known as Kolbe reaction, and this compound is called salicylic acid. Suppose we have to convert this salicylic acid into aspirin. You know aspirin is a type of tablet. This salicylic acid should be treated with any derivative of acid. Suppose we have taken acid anhydride. You know this is the anhydride. Basically we have to convert salicylic acid into the aspirin. Then what will you do? This H combined with CH3COO. Loss of CH3COOH and it is converted into OCOCH3 and this is COOH. You know this compound is known as aspirin. This is called aspirin, an analgesic. Analgesic, you know, it is used to remove the pain. This is the analgesic aspirin. This compound is known as analgesic. The conversion of phenol into aspirin into a number of steps, and the conversion of phenol into salicylic acid is known as the Kolbe reaction. In the same way, suppose I am saying that this phenol is treated with chloroform. You know chloroform CHCl3, and we take 3 moles of alkali. This KOH, this KOH, this KOH. This is the phenol, this is the chloroform, this is an alkali. You know 3K combined with 3Cl, it releases 3 molecules of KCl. You know hydrogen is present at all the position in benzene ring. This is the loss of water molecule, 1 molecule of water. This is the loss of another molecule, that is 2 molecule of water. What part is left? This is this CH and this O, CHO. What I am saying, this is OH, it is same, and this hydrogen is replaced by CHO, OH, and at the next position CHO is there. This compound is known as salicyl aldehyde, and this reaction is called Riemer-Tiemann reaction. This is also an important reaction. The conversion of phenol into salicyl aldehyde. This phenol reacts with chloroform, then alkali, KCl, loss of KCl, this is loss of water, and hydrogen is replaced by CHO. This compound is known as salicyl aldehyde, and this reaction is known as Riemer-Tiemann reaction. So that means the conversion of phenol into salicylic acid is called Kolbe, and the conversion of phenol into salicyl aldehyde is known as Riemer-Tiemann reaction. Is it clear? Basically a number of reactions are also there if we have to discuss about it. Suppose I am saying that this aniline Suppose I am saying this aniline. This aniline is treated with HNO2 nitrous acid plus HCl. You know hydrochloric acid. This is aniline. It is treated with nitrous acid and this is hydrochloric acid at the temperature of 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. You know this is called ice cool solution. Ice cool solution. This is aniline, this is HNO2, this is HCl. 2 hydrogen, 3 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. 2 hydrogen, 3 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen, that is loss of 2 molecule of water. So what is the left part? This is N, this is N, this is Cl. You can see this is N, this is N, this is Cl. This compound is called benzene diazonium chloride. This is called BDC. B for benzene, di for 2, azo for nitrogen, Cl for chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride, and this reaction is called diazotization. This reaction is called diazotization. That is the conversion of aniline into benzene diazonium chloride by the reaction of HNO2 and HCl at the temperature of 0 to 5 ice cool solution. It releases 2 molecules of water and form benzene diazonium chloride. This reaction is known as diazotization. You can see that this BDC can be converted into any type of aromatic compound. That is, you can form any type of aromatic compound by using this benzene diazonium chloride. Let's see. Suppose I am saying it is treated with cuprous chloride and hydrochloric acid. This is cuprous chloride, this is hydrochloric acid. It releases nitrogen in this way. It releases nitrogen and it forms chlorobenzene. This BDC is heated in presence of cuprous chloride and hydrochloric acid. It releases nitrogen and forms chlorobenzene. This reaction is called Sandmeyer reaction. The conversion of BDC into chlorobenzene, or if you take CuBr, HBr, then you get bromobenzene, and reaction is called Sandmeyer reaction. If you replace this copper salt by copper metal, if I am saying that copper salt is replaced by copper metal and this is HCl, same type of reaction, loss of N2, and it is converted into chlorobenzene. This is the conversion of BDC into chlorobenzene, and this reaction is known as Gattermann reaction. What does it mean? If BDC is heated in presence of copper salt and halogen acid, it forms halobenzene, chlorobenzene, bromobenzene. Reaction is called Sandmeyer. If I am saying that this copper salt is replaced by copper metal, then same type of reaction is carried out and you get chlorobenzene, but the name of reaction is Gattermann reaction. This is Sandmeyer and this is Gattermann. If I am saying this BDC, please take it BDC on the right side because this problem of space is there. So we take this BDC on this side. Suppose I am saying this BDC come to this one. This is BDC, benzene diazonium chloride. If I am saying that this BDC react with HbF4, you know this is fluoroboric acid. HbF4, benzene diazonium chloride reacted with fluoroboric acid. It release HCl, you know hydrogen chloride, and rest of the part you can see. This is N triple bond and BF4. This is an intermediate product. Now on heating, it release nitrogen in this way. It release nitrogen and it release BF3. You know boron trifluoride, and rest of the part is fluorobenzene. You can see this is the formation of fluorobenzene, and this reaction is called Boltzmann reaction. You are seeing that BDC can be converted into any type of aromatic compound. We have converted BDC into chlorobenzene or bromobenzene, Sandmeyer reaction, Gattermann reaction. If you take CuCl, you get chlorobenzene. If we take CuBr and HBr, we get bromobenzene, Sandmeyer, Gattermann. If we have to prepare fluorobenzene, then we use Boltzmann reaction, in which BDC react with fluoroboric acid, it releases HCl. This is the intermediate product. On heating this intermediate product, it releases nitrogen and BF3 to the fluorobenzene, and this reaction is known as the Ball-Schiemann reaction. The most important reaction, Ball-Schiemann. Now we come to the next one reaction, that is coupling reaction. What is coupling? If this BDC is treated with phenol, you know phenol, this is the phenol, or you can take aniline. This is the phenol and this is the aniline. You know aminobenzene is called aniline. If this BDC, benzene diazonium chloride, is treated with phenol or aniline, this hydrogen combined with Cl, or you can say this hydrogen combined with Cl, release molecule of water. You can use phenol or aniline. If you take phenol, loss of HCl, and this product is obtained. N triple bond N, and this is OH. This compound is called para-hydroxyazobenzene, and this is known as orange dye. You know dyes are used in coloring the clothes because OH is present at the para position, so you will say this is para-hydroxyazobenzene. If we take aniline, same type of HCl release is there, and we get para-aminoazobenzene. This is para-aminoazobenzene, and this compound is called yellow dye. Yellow dye. This is yellow dye and this is orange dye. You can take anyone. This is the formation of orange dye by coupling reaction. This reaction is known as coupling reaction, and this reaction is known as coupling reaction. In this reaction we get orange dye, and in this reaction we get yellow dye. Students, you have seen that you have learned a number of name reactions on the board. Same type of all the process, that is the conversions, that is the reasoning, and you can see everything. It was just the trailer. Basically, I want to say I am getting a number of phone calls from the different parts of India. That's how can we solve the question. We are not taking your classes, but the problem is in our mind that we are not able to solve the conversions, and this is the distinguished test, and a number of problems are there. So just I want to say that I am going to start my revision batches in my classes from the 2nd of January and I am also going to start my online classes from the same date, that is the 2nd of January. So if you are interested to join my online classes or classroom program, then you can get it registered. For classroom program you will come to the coaching, and for online classes you can register your name on my ID Vivek Sharma Vivek 672@gmail.com. You can register your name Vivek Sharma Vivek 672@gmail.com, or if you get any query you can contact on the number 8859669669 8859669669, or on my ID Vivek Sharma Vivek 672@gmail.com. And please don't take any problem because magician is there. You will get complete solution of everything whatever you want. So all the best, student.